G'day guys, welcome back to another Rosh Reviews, and today we have got two Supras behind me, the Mk4 and the Mk4. We're going to be doing a bit of a comparison here and figuring out which one you should buy, because on the used market, you're looking at about 100 grand, they're both rear wheel drive, and these two examples are actually tuned to about the same wheel horsepower. So both of these cars are about 500 wheel horsepower, just under for both of these two cars. Again, they both weigh about the same weight, about 1.5 ton each, both rear wheel drive, both have 3-liter straight 6 turbos, and again, this one's got an upgraded turbo, charge pipe, downpipe, tune. This Mk4 over here, it's got the factory twin turbo setup, but it does have a tune. It's running E85 flex fuel, and yeah, again, just under 500 wheel horsepower. So without further ado, guys, let's fire these cars up, hear them, and go for a drive. Alrighty guys, now in this 2021 Toyota Supra. Look, I have previously done a review of one of these cars before, and look, probably didn't have all that much great to say about it because I did find it quite claustrophobic. I didn't really feel like it was a proper Supra, but it's got the B58, you know, the 3-liter inline 6 turbo, and it is a fantastic motor with plenty to offer. You know, this particular one shows it off perfectly because it's got the pure 800 turbo, upgraded downpipe, charge pipe, intake, I think, and it's making, you know, just under 500 wheel horsepower. That is significantly more than it would stock, because I believe these were claimed at about 380, and that's to the crank, and I think actually on the dyno these things are about 340 wheel horsepower stock. So, you know, we've got a significant upgrade here. And just taking off. Oh, Jesus, man. It is like, bro, second gear just was absolutely, it was getting sideways. And just felt like nothing in this. Like, it felt like nothing. Like, wow, this car, especially you get the right heat, right road surface, man, this thing will take off if it gets grip. It's a bullet. And yeah, wow, this will surprise a few people. It really will. Like, the mods that have been done to this to put it just under 500 wheel, man, it makes a big difference. And so much so that you're actually kind of afraid to take this to the top end, because it'll bite you, this thing, again. And again, just the basics on this car: the B58, inline 6 turbo, rear wheel drive, and it has an 8-speed ZF. It's an automatic only, but now in 2023, Toyota is offering this car with a 6-speed manual, and that really is going to change the game and potentially bring the Supra name back to life, I think, in this car. Wow, yeah, you can already tell, just put it into manual mode, this thing, it drives hard. Paddles feel instant. It's got a lovely bark out the exhaust. Yeah, it's good, man. Oh, it sounds magnificent. And the brakes are very healthy. You know, a car rides well. It rides actually very well in the handling. Yeah, this thing around a track will absolutely stomp on a huge amount of cars. You know, this really feels like the Porsche competitor now. And it's just waiting for you to unleash it. Like, it's begging you to go fast. And, you know, look, it's my first day, a couple days out here in Queensland, and, you know, look, I'm not sure about the police presence out here, so I'm trying to take it somewhat easy. We are out in the hills, but holy, this thing wants you to go. It is pleading with you. Wow. Yeah, you gotta be careful in this though. You know, it almost reminds me of a Mustang on how dangerous this could be. You know, you really gotta have that traction in the middle mode, because if you turn this traction control all the way off, mate, it's gonna snap you into next week. And like, not in a good way, you know, in a Mustang way. And yeah, you really got to be careful on the top end, but my goodness, it is quick. This is a savage one. It's savage. It's very fun. You know, this car, it's got the element now, I feel like, especially when you modify it, the fact that it's still the 3-liter straight 6 turbo. Oh, and it just lights up. It just lights up, man. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. And this in the 6-speed manual with the same mods. Targa, I keep saying it. It's what it needs, bro. And you do that, you have truly unlocked a bit of the Supra, I feel like. I honest to God feel like you would have. You know, it does still feel like a BMW in here. It feels like a bloody good one, though. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a well-done BMW. Now, 0 to 100, people. We are just going to reset the draggy, and hopefully this is going to launch. So, look, I was struggling with launch control, unfortunately, being a tune car again. It still should have it, but for whatever reason, I just couldn't get it to work, so we just ran it manually. Let's have a look at the time. Yeah, wow, look, we did a 4.2 seconds, 0 to 60 mile an hour. This car is claimed at, I believe, 4 seconds, maybe 3.9, but with the power that this thing is pushing, it just spins wheels. If you were on a track, though, prep surface with the right tires, boy, this thing's gonna be like mid 3s, low 3s. Man, it's impressive. This thing goes 0 to a stupid speed too damn fast. It's the biggest problem with it. This is the biggest problem with this car. It goes too quick. You can't enjoy it. You literally need to be on a track. If you were on a track, my God, you would have the time of your life in this car, because just on full send in this thing, it is about as much fun as you can have out of bed. And I'm not joking. Like, this thing hauls ass. You know, when you drop it down. Oh, yeah, it just rips, man. And you are at 100 in no time. No time. And when you are wanting to keep your license, that becomes a problem. So, yeah, you got to be careful in this car. Alrighty, guys, in the Supra here. Oh my goodness, this is really a JDM legend. You know, from 1993 all the way until 2002, this car in Japan just really was like pinnacle Toyota stuff here. And just, you all know the 2JZ GTE, twin turbo, 3-liter straight 6. It is just absolutely bulletproof. And you know, this particular one, again, still running the twin turbo setup, though he has done, you know, bigger fuel pumps, running E85 today. And It's tuned, pushing just under 500 wheel horsepower. 6-speed manual, rear-wheel drive. Man, it is different. This is different. You know, as soon as you sit in this thing, the whole interior just kind of wraps around you. You've got that 6-speed MT, which, you know, 3 pedals in the Supra is how you want it. So I'm so happy that the new one at least is getting the manual because it needs it. Big exhaust out the back, just popping, cracking. So good. It actually, the handling is pretty damn good. You gotta remember how old this thing is. It is sharp, man. Come on! When the boost hits, it hits. Yes! That is what it is all about, people. And again, for a 30-year-old car, it is just truly amazing what this thing can do. This to me, though, again, right, is just why the Supra is so admired, so loved, so idolized. It's just because you can drive this thing at all speeds and it feel immersive, feel connective, feel like you're doing something, and you can really communicate with this car. You know, the newer Supra, you know, the A80 here, it's fast, and I can feel it's got that potential there. And now with the manual, I really feel like it's got that potential there, but it's just, it doesn't have that same 90s characteristic. This car, you know, I know for a fact I am not doing the same speeds I was in that newer Supra. There's just no way. But this feels faster. Like, this feels faster. When it hits boost, it feels like you just initiated warp drive and everything gets blurry. And I don't know what is happening because it's not as fast. This thing is not as quick, but it just feels so much faster. And I think, again, it's down to just the character, you know, being an older car, hearing a lot more noises. It's just a rush. It is a rush. And that is why so many people really want this as their dream car, because it's just, it provides a feeling that modern cars can't replicate. And the new Supra, unfortunately at the moment, in that 8-speed ZF at least, can't replicate this. In the 6-speed manual, I'm yet to see, and I really hope it can, because this feeling right here, it's amazing. And the fact it's from a 30-year-old car, it actually is hard to believe. It really is. The brakes, you have confidence in the brakes, you have confidence in the steering. It actually handles incredibly well. You don't get that twitchiness like you do in the newer Supra. It's not as quick, but my God, it feels quick. It feels every bit, if not more. But guys, again, in the comment sections, they're both 100 grand on the used market. Which one you picking? This one or the new one? Because I gotta admit it, that new one absolutely hauls ass, and without a doubt is gonna be the fastest. Around a track, straight line, probably anything. That thing is just hooking. But is that what it's all about? Leave a comment, guys. What would you pick? Now, 0 to 100, guys. We are just pulling up on this back road. And we're going to have a crack. So there's no launch control or anything. Boost! Now, guys, 0 to 100 is claimed at about 5 seconds, and this thing should get at least that, you know, even with the mods it's got. There's an issue with the turbos at the moment. Sometimes boost hits, sometimes it doesn't. And I've tried about 4 goes with the boost, just, it's not properly kicking on. Unfortunately, I've had a couple of goes while driving it that it comes on, but when I've stopped trying to launch this thing, it's just not boosting right at the moment. So we got an 8.3, which is unfortunate. This car is a lot quicker than that, but at the same time, you know, it's still not a rocket ship at the moment. So, you know, realistic time on the street, I would figure would be about that, like 5 seconds. You know, you're doing pretty well on the street. It is just different. I cannot, again, just explain to you guys. I think it just comes down to what you want between these two cars, because for the same money, they can equally offer you the same amount of value, the same amount of smiles. It just really, I think, comes down to preference and what you want to do with the car. Because if I was buying this as just, you know, my fun weekender, I think without a doubt I would be going this A80, this Mark IV, because it is just communicative. You know, it's way more raw. It just feels more connection. You know, the newer Supra, being the automatic in that one, it's savagely quick. And if you want to do proper racing, you know, go to the track, you want a track car, that car is the one to get without a doubt. And the fact that it is making that kind of power with like 5K worth of mods, mate, that's insane value. That's like a Barra, literally. Like, that is wild that, you know, you can get 500 wheel horsepower out of that thing for $5,000. That's ridiculous. So I think at the end of the day, guys, if you want to track a car, you want to be more focused on racing, handling, you're going to want the new one. If you want something that's raw JDM, got that 90s, you know, flavor, which we all grew up and loved, it's the Legend. It's the 2JZ. And for me, it's always going to be it. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you on that next video.